What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. I'm just going to make a quick video to explain something. One of the students, this was inspired by one of the questions that I'm being asked right now, and I think it's important to remember these things to bring you a peace of mind and to avoid over trading and over forcing what is not there. All right. Now, the question that was asked is, how do I know that the market will continue sell? Also, the follow-up question was, when do I know that the market is done selling? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen real quick. And I'm going to tell you guys what has helped me to be very calm, very patient, and waiting for certain things to confirm to me. Just like if I'm at a stoplight, I literally just don't force the timing of when the light turns green. I let the light turn green. Or if I see that the light is yellow and it's about to be red, I slow down. So the same way you follow the rules of uh, traffic when you're driving, you should also follow certain rules to give you a peace of mind and not force anything when it comes to trading. All right, so here we go. This is definitely in regards to us30. As we know, us30 has been selling a lot, and some people are having a hard time figuring out if the market is going to keep selling or not. Or they're trying to time the buys. They're going by all of the strategies that they've learned in the past, and SMC says this, ICT says that, and the rules of supply and demand says this. It should do. No. Look, when it comes to trading, guys, you have to be dynamic. That means you have to learn to adjust to certain conditions that you see that is there and not force it. So, as you guys can see, we've talked about the fact that US30 has been selling for two reasons. Number one, there are tariffs that are forcing a lot of markets and institutions to sell their positions back towards demand where it's cheaper. Some of them are also liquidating their positions. What does that mean? That means all the strong positions that they had towards the upside, they had to sell those positions. So then the bias has become a lot stronger to the downside. Okay. Now, technically, we had this demand and this imbalance, but ultimately, we understood that if price keeps making lower highs and lower lows, it just cannot find an area to really buy from, then that means it's going to keep selling until it finds deeper, stronger demand zones. For example, where it's heading right now, which is 40,500. This was a very strong demand zone, and we talked about the fact that price has more uh, tendencies to touch the old lows of 2024 from September because they just could not stop selling. And remember, whenever price keeps on making lower lows and lower highs, that means we're still selling. It's just a simple rule that still is effective till this day. All right. So, what happens when price just keeps selling? How do you time the buy? You don't force that thought. You don't. You do not force that thought. You just let the market do its thing. But here's how I always just simplify it. I say to myself, because I've seen this time and time again, if the market has not broken past a previous lower high and retested the demand, I am not changing my bearish bias. There's also another rule that I go by because US30 has this tendency where if it's ready to buy, It will find its way to demand, and you'll notice that maybe on a single day it rallies strongly. It'll rally very strongly to the upside and break past the previous day's highs, the previous day's lower highs. Or you'll notice US30 does this, scenario number two. This was scenario one. Huge bullish engulfing candle on the 1 hour. Sometimes it's on the 1 hour or higher. You'll just notice they use one single day to just insane volume. You can't always time that one. But there's an easier one. Market will make it to demand. They'll bounce off the first day, let's say on a Tuesday, and then they come back on a Wednesday and they retest the zone again. Now, this one is typically my favorite because I can tell the market retests the zone twice before they take off. So now that gives me more of a time to prepare for what's about to happen next. So that's scenario number two, the 2 day retest. Okay. Now, unless those two scenarios are happening, I am not changing my bias. I'm not forcing anything because it will bring me more pain. It will make me have to think too much. It will make me feel like I'm missing out. It's just not going to help me. So, and how do I tell if the market is going to keep selling? Every time the market comes back and retests a previous day and don't go past it, then I know that means price is still weak because it keeps creating lower highs instead of breaking into a new higher high. So this is why Friday came to retest Thursday. This is why on Monday the market retested the previous London session in New York and kept selling. These are all signs that price is weak and still selling. This is why on Tuesday price came to retest Monday. See, it's the same thing on the opposite end. Tuesday retests Monday. That means we keep selling. So imagine if Tuesday retests Monday demand zones, then that means we're done selling. If Wednesday retests Tuesday demand, that means we're done selling, right? But if we keep retesting the previous highs, then we're not done selling. So these rules, although they sound super simple, they are so effective and helpful, just like red light, green light, yellow light, the rules of the streets. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Just let me repeat real quick. Unless the market blasts and breaks a previous lower high, it's not done selling. Unless the market retests a strong demand zone for 2 days or breaks structure, pulls back on a Tuesday, then it comes back on a Wednesday to retest Tuesday after the higher low gets made, then you'll know that the market is actually ready to buy. But unless you get any one of those scenarios, stop forcing trades, man. Stop forcing trades. All right. So for now, all we have to do is trade with the trend. We see that it's nearing a demand zone. So we just wait because look, when price was ready to actually buy in January, it did the same thing. It went all the way below November, swept it, broke structure on Monday, boom. By Wednesday, by Tuesday, you saw price retested Monday's afternoon right here. It's all there. The information is all there in the past. This is how they did it. and they broke structure on Wednesday past the previous lower high. Oh my God. It's right there. Right there. So what I be telling you guys is it's not by dream or by like intuition and a magic crystal ball. It's because I've seen it happen again and again and again and again. And when I investigated to ask myself these questions, I saw that this is what they did when they were ready to change structure. So I was like, oh, you know what? Okay. So I guess these are the scenarios that I will wait for instead of forcing trades. All right, guys. So it's important to go through these growing pains because that's what helps you to become a better trader. You know when to slow down, you know when to assess the situations, the conditions, and then you wait. You wait for confirmation. All right. So I know this video has just enlightened you and gave you strength and confirmation. That's the point of the goal of this type of video. Hopefully this adds more structure to your trading in the long run, and I'll see you in the next video.